because you're dealing with someone that did not develop a true personality. They essentially are a false self. They did not develop their true self. They actually dissociated in childhood. They abandoned their true self for a false self. So if you think of Jim Carrey, who plays Stanley Ipkiss in The Mask, understand that pathological narcissists, the mask is glued to their face. They believe that they are the mask. And what really happens is they believe that they are multiple masks, because when they grow on individuals, they will mimic them. So what they really are doing is mirroring the person that is in front of them, because again, they believe that they are the mask. They do not have a true self. The true self shriveled up in childhood, and they developed an ego. And the ego, again, is a mind-made construct. It is the figment of a child's imagination that now exists inside of an adult's body. And understand that we must have a true self to be authentic. So you're dealing with an inauthentic individual. So here is a bit of Spirituality 101 or Personal Development 101. Understand that we are spirit governing a human body with the access to tools or faculties, namely our mind power, our willpower, and our emotions. We are not our bodies. We have a body. For example, if someone is an amputee and let's say their name is Tom, well, Tom lost a leg, but Tom is not the leg. You see, the leg is a body part. We operate a body. Let's say you go to a funeral. Let's say Tom is in the casket. Well, Tom's body is in the casket, but you do not have access to Tom anymore via that body. You do not have access to the spirit that was governing the body. So instead of spirit, you could say life, force, source energy, the watcher, the observer, prana, chi, etc. We are not our bodies. We have a body. The body is the vessel for the spirit. At our core, we are not physical. The body is physical. So understand that human beings are multidimensional in nature. Additionally, we are not our minds. We have a mind. Our mind is a tool that we use to make decisions. We can use our minds to imagine. We use our minds to think, to generate thoughts. For example, I wanted to share my experience of transcending narcissistic abuse and growing up in a dysfunctional family, similar to you, because if you're watching this video or if you're listening to this audio, then you most likely were the scapegoat and or the lost child in your dysfunctional family system. And this is why you most likely grew up with enabler qualities or people-pleasing qualities or codependence, and people pleasers normally attract narcissists. And this is a cycle that we must break. So understand that we are not our minds. I use my mind to create the Narc Dojo channel. I, spirit, use my mind to think, to generate thoughts, and then that comes out in the physical realm. You are not your mind. You have a mind. The mind is a tool. Like a pen is a tool to write, or a pencil is a tool to draw. Behind the veil, they did not develop their spirit. So they lost access to their tools. They lost access to their minds, their willpower, and their emotions. And this is why clinicians call this a personality disorder. However, it is important that you understand that you're dealing with a psycho-spiritual illness. So when we say psycho, this is related to the psyche. And this again is your mind power, your willpower, and your emotions. This is a similar equivalent to what we're calling the soul or the personality. So they have a psycho-spiritual illness because they dissociated from their spirit and instead they identified with the ego. And the ego is the mask. The ego is the false self. And the ego does not have the ability to self-reflect because it's not really a self. It is a false self. It is the mask. It is the green mask that Jim Carrey wears as Stanley Ipkiss in The Mask. Narcissists believe that they are the mask. So if someone believes that they are the ego, they believe that they are the mind. And if someone believes that they are the mind, then they are losing their minds. Narcissists have identified with the tool. They believe that they are the ego. They believe that they are the. Today, the narcissist is Thor. Tomorrow, they're Wonder Woman. And the next day, they are Spider-Man. The mind generates another mask and another mask and another mask and another mask because the captain is not there to use the tools. The captain is not there to control the faculties. They don't have a true self. They don't have a spirit. They lost their spirit. They lost their light. And understand that anybody that has lost their light will also want you to lose your light. This is why pathological narcissists hate your authenticity, because they know that deep down they are pretenders. And they have been pretending since their childhood when they started to develop this mask or these masks. The ego is what you have been interacting with. The true spirit is lost in another dimension. They're in the sunken place.